So I didn't plan to make another video, but I have to. I genuinely have to make a video on this. So I made a video earlier today, which you can check out later. It's talking about Twitch adding AI training to their platform. And they were like, hey, yo, guess what? We're just going to train off your content. We're going to have it turned on by default. And if you don't like it, too bad. Go fuck yourself. That's literally their attitude. And so they had a follow-up later today where they did like a town hall, if you want to call it. It's not really a town hall, but it's more or less them trying to explain why they're turning this on and their reasoning behind it. Oh my lord, they got a lot of bad answers. These are terrible. There was times where I was just laughing and giggling at the answers they were giving because they were so trash. And I actually recorded some of this as I was going through the VOD, so you can see the chat as well too. They're not putting up with it. They don't like it at all. But I want to go over a little bit of their answers and just, I don't know, share some of my thoughts because, boy, let's start.
Let's talk about it. If we could just take a look at my personal stream, I'll show you all what you need to do. So the first thing you're going to do in your creator dashboard is you're going to find your little picture in the upper right-hand corner, and you want to go to settings. I know there's a lot of different settings, especially in our creator dashboard, and so it can get a little muddy. It's your photo in the upper right, settings. You'll see these setting sub areas. You want to go to security and privacy. That's right here. And then you're going to scroll down and you'll see it right here. Training for Gen AI, and you can turn it right off. Turning this off is immediate. The second you do this, it's off. And I think that it's really nice for you. I'm not expecting anybody to spread the word here, but for anyone who you think would like to know that they have this option, please feel free to share this and let them know that that's where you find it. It's in your settings, security, privacy, and you can toggle it off. So hopefully that's helpful to all of you. I encourage you to make the decisions for your stream that work best for you. It's so important that you feel like you get a say here. So this is your ability to turn this off and to share with others how to turn this off. And I hope you take advantage of that.
Now, here's a hot take, right? I'm going to tell you something else that could help you out, you creators. How about you use your notification panel right here? It's here. You have a thing called My Twitch. Now, for those that are unaware what it is, it's pretty much their way to spam and let you know about different things on the platform. Guess what? You could actually let creators know about the Gen AI feature and the training if you really wanted to, but you're not. Why is it that it has to be so secretive? And the fact that someone has to look at your Twitter and find out through there that you actually enabled this function? Why is there no alert or anything telling me? Because this is on my other account. I haven't done anything with it yet. Nothing has told me once yet that, hey, you know, just so you know that we have generative training now and you can opt out or whatever. Why is there no notification? Why is there no alert? You're trying to make this sound like the best thing in the world that, oh, well, actually, you can turn it off. So, you know, that's pretty nice. And you should go share it with others. You got a function right here that's literally called notifications. Why don't you just have it go mass to every creator to let them know that, hey, we're training on your content. You can opt out if you don't like it. That's better than nothing instead of trying to shoehorn into some random tweet on Twitter that nobody's, and it's not even on their main Twitter account, mind you. It's on their Twitch support account. Make that make sense.
Yeah.
And I think go ahead, Mike.
As I say, I think it's also useful to kind of level set a bit and look across. Like, I know many of you also create VODs, many of you create short form content, many of you use other services besides Twitch. And, I'm not going to give you a perfect delineation of who allows what, but in general, it's pretty fair to say that almost every content service is opted in by default, and there's no ability to opt out.
All right, well, there you go, guys. Pack up your bags, calm down, relax, stop getting mad. He said it right there, because everybody else is by default opted in and they don't give you the ability to opt out. You should be happy. You should be at the feet of Twitch and you should be groveling saying, thank you for the tweet. Thank you, I appreciate it. No, is that what you're expecting people to say? You think they should be applauding you? All you're doing is saying, hey, look at everybody else. They're doing it, so we're going to do it too. You should be happy that we're even giving you a choice. Come on now. No. How about you set the standard? How about you set a new choice of standards saying opt out by default, and then everyone else has to opt in if they really want to. Now, of course, he's going to explain later on why it's opt in by default, and then you have to opt out. But that's such a stupid response to the entire situation. All the criticism, and they're like, well, everybody else is already opt in. Why are you mad? That's just industry standard. Get over it. And then we already have in our terms of service as well, which, I mean, everyone's already going to, let's be real here. Nobody ever reads them. And on top of that, you already have to agree to our rules regardless whether you like it or not, just even be on our platform. So who cares? And that's just a trash response. That's just genuinely one of the worst replies I've heard in a hot minute to criticism that I think is justified. But let's hear his reason for why it's opt in by default instead of opt out. I guarantee you're not seeing this one coming.
Our terms, in terms of the general terms of service, already permit training of models. We went the extra step to add the control to let you opt out. We know many of you will opt out, and that is completely by design. Now, why is it not opt-in? That's what everybody is here spamming in chat. I get it. Let me opt in versus making me opt out. Well, there's an honest answer, and I think most of you probably can appreciate this. Like, if it was opt in, nobody would opt in. That's honestly the answer. So by it's going to be on by default, and as I said, almost every content service in the world is on by default. I think the thing that we're doing here that is unique and different is respecting your wishes to opt out of model training. And I know this is not a fan favorite. I know it's very upsetting to the community. But this is where we are.
And I think the biggest question that has to be asked is, why does nobody like it? That's the bigger question that should be genuinely asked. If people by default, if you knew that nobody wants to opt in, then you should be asking yourself, there might be a problem with this. Now, of course, let's address the elephant in the room. Let's be honest here, right? We already know that Amazon is probably pushing this, and these people don't have a choice. They legitimately probably have no voice in this conversation, and they're just doing what they're told to. I understand that. That's probably realistically what's going on. They're just trying to make the best of what they got to work with. But I'm going to criticize it for what it is, though, for what we're seeing here right now in this video. And it's the fact of, hey, of course people are not going to like it. And that should be a bigger discussion that should be going on is, why don't people like this? Why don't they want to opt in? And because of the fact that people don't want to opt in and that people are not going to like it, as he just said themselves, should speak to bigger volumes. If people are not going to like it, then it probably should be like, why are we implementing this? Why are we? And again, I know Amazon is probably forcing them, but it's just a bad look, man. It's really such a bad look. And just doing this, I almost feel like they probably shouldn't even done this to begin with, because it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't fix anything. And then trying to make it be like, well, realistically, you guys should be grateful that we even give you an opt-out choice. You should be happy it's opt-out. I should, if I'm being honest, in my personal opinion, you should be lucky that people sleep and use your platform. Granted, it's not like there's many other competitors. YouTube's like the only other one. And to be honest, I have a long laundry list of issues with YouTube, which is I'm not even going to go over in this video. But I mean, realistically, I don't know. It just feels so trash to just be like, hey, well, look at us. You could opt out. You have an option to do it. You should be pretty grateful. And I think that's what makes us different from everybody else. They're all opt-in by default as industry standard, and you can't opt out. But for us, we're taking it the extra mile. And guess what? Yeah, it might be opt-in by default as the industry standard, but at least we're giving you an option to opt out. And for that, don't we deserve some brownie points? Don't we deserve an applause? And no, you don't. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah, we don't expect you to be happy or excited about this. And I don't expect anyone to react to this favorably. It's across the board. There are people who are like, we'll go somewhere else, we'll stream somewhere else. This is very industry standard. Streaming somewhere else won't absolve you of training and things like this and Gen AI. Being able to opt out is so important for you to share with others and recognize that you can opt out. So please let other people know that you have this option.
Yeah, and just to address another thing, I know some people noticed that we clarified a community tweet today to say, hey, Twitch isn't training models in this case. And the distinction, the reason that we tried to provide that clarity is in terms of the specific type of use cases that you might imagine. So there's things like I mentioned earlier, general purpose large language models that are just generally doing things, being able to try to understand content and output more content, right? For purposes of Twitch, one of the things that I sometimes hear is like, Twitch is going to train AI and replace all of us. Well, no. The unique part of Twitch is that human connection and belonging, and you're irreplaceable as it relates to being able to train a model to replace you or use your audio, use your content, etc. So we try to make a distinction that like there's no Twitch specific use cases that we're working on as it relates to content creation or anything like that.
And of course, everybody's reaction to that is going to be, sure, buddy. Okay, you keep telling yourself that. Now, this thing does go on for a lot longer. It's I only covered to like, 20 to 30 minutes. They have like a whole long yap session, which is not even worth it. You already heard the main points of things that are important. I'll put a link in the description below if you do want to check out the rest of this, but I want to at least cover this real quick because, wow, these answers suck. They're trash. I would rather them just be so transparent, and maybe they just can't, but I would much rather them just say, hey, Amazon's forcing us to do this. We don't have a choice. Like it, you like it, you don't. We don't have a choice. We have to make this opt-in by default. We can't make it opt-out by default. Amazon is our parent company. We have to do what they say. This is what they want, and call it a day. Now, granted, I know they can't say that probably because it's just how it works, right? That's just corporations. That's just business. But that would have been a way better answer than trying to tiptoe around and be like, well, it's industry standard. You should be kind of grateful that we're even doing this much for you. You should be applauding us. You should be grateful. You should be happy. No. But I'm going to leave it here. Let me know what you think in the comments.